have I been recently? Well, let's go ahead and get into that real quick. I don't want my phone to overheat, and I'm gonna make this very quick. So I know, when was it? Like maybe 2 weeks ago, I think. I made a video on how I was going to make a follow-up to the lightning, and I am actually in this video. So I recently got a job at DoorDash, and in case you don't know what DoorDash is, basically what DoorDash is you order food, and then a driver will come up and they'll deliver it to your door. It's perfect for anyone like me who's above the age of 18, who has a car, doesn't have a lot to do, couldn't get a job at a supermarket or a store because all of them are pretty much being taken at this point. So anyone who needs a job, I would highly recommend getting DoorDash. I'm not paid to say this, by the way. This is not a promotion, in case you're wondering. I don't think they'd promote me anytime soon anyways. So that's what I've been doing for the past week. I've been wanting to make a follow-up to the settings of lightning. However, I thought I'd do that in this video. Now, again, I'm going to keep kind of everything a little bit short in regards to me talking, because my phone will overheat. And I want to have the AC on, but then again, cold air can sometimes give me a runny nose, constantly blowing in my face, so I'm keeping the air off or on a low... What the f... What the hell is your problem? But basically what I'm going to be doing in the car is I'm going to be kind of talking about the settings of what I use on my camera. I went ahead and pre-recorded a bunch of stuff earlier today because I actually had to pick up my dog Ava from the vet and all that, and I didn't really have a lot of time to record and make all this stuff, so I'm going to talk about this very quickly. Then I'm also going to include a couple little vlog sort of stuff while I'm doing this. So basically, when you're shooting lightning, there are a couple things you need to keep in mind. One, lightning is one of those things that don't expect to get a lot of perfect, amazing looking shots on your first 10 minutes. Not even probably your first hour, I would even say. Because lightning happens so quick and you never know where it's gonna strike. And for that reason, it was very difficult for me just to get a good couple of shots. So I ended up, I believe I took, oh, but you are stopped, buddy. What are you doing? So when it comes to shooting lightning, you are not going to get a bunch of good shots right off the bat. I think I took about, 700, almost 800 different pictures. And when I was taking those pictures, only 7 of them were actually had lightning in them. And then only 2 of those shots, there's someone back there who's being extremely aggressive. I don't know who the fuck that is. Before I get interrupted again, I took 7 photos. Only 2 of them, however, actually, I would say, were useful. So 7 shots actually had lightning in them. 2 of them I would actually even post or even show to anyone that actually had anything, like, useful. So, like, a lot of the shots, they would end up having either some lightning in them, or some of them would be kind of bright but actually no lightning in the shot. It would just be kind of like a bright sky from the flash of lightning. And then some of the shots had part of lightning, some of it was dissipating, some of it was just kind of whatever, but very few fragments of it. So only 2 of them actually were really good shots. And then of course the rest of the photos, they were just black images of dark sky and nothing else. So lightning is one of those things where the majority of your memory card is going to be filled with either black shots or bright skies with nothing in them, or part of a lightning, because you never really know where any of the things are coming from. Lightning is just one of those things where you put a lot into it, but you're not going to get a lot out of it. But it's one of those things where once you do it long enough, you will eventually be rewarded with something spectacular. So, what are the settings that you use for your camera? Well, that all is very dependent on what environment you're in. When you're taking photos during the day, which I don't recommend because lightning, again, is very bright, and doing that even in a very kind of darky, cloudy sort of environment, your photo's still going to be overexposed, very washed out, not a lot to see. But let's say you do have a dark enough environment where you can get a couple decent shots, and then of course you can edit it after in Photoshop or Lightroom. Then in that case, you could, the settings that I would say you would use would be, so f-stop would have to be, and I haven't really done a lot of photographing lightning in the day, so I would say probably at least f10 or something along the lines of that, and then have an ISO of about 1 or 200, because again, you're gonna want to have a really dark environment. Now, what about during the nights? Okay, so the night is definitely, it's definitely a better time to shoot. So during the night, this is when you'd want to have your f-stop at, again, depending on how dark it is and where you're actually doing it. Then you might want to have it at, let's say, maybe f400, 200 maybe, but I would say 400 to 600 at most. Usually f5, between f5.6 and let's say 3.4, something along the lines of that is usually a good amount. Again, ISO shouldn't be much more. But what about shutter speed? Okay, now here's the thing with shutter speed. Lightning is one of those things that you want to have your shutter speed at maybe 3. I noticed my camera was drooping. So give me a moment. The camera's a little droopy. Okay, so I'm back finally. I think I got it at this point. So, now, in regards to a good shutter speed, 5 seconds should be, honestly, good enough. 5 to 10 seconds. Because once you start getting over 10 seconds, especially during the dark, you're going to find that your photo is going to start to get really bright, and it's going to be hard to put it into Photoshop or Lightroom and recover your photo to a more presentable state. So because of this, I would recommend, for more typical nighttime sort of thing, you are going way over, buddy, a good... A lot of people being crazy today. A good 5 to 10 seconds of a shutter speed is good. F-stop between 5.6 and maybe like 3.4, 3.2, something along the lines of that. ISO, I would recommend probably 400, 600 at most, depending on how dark it is and all that. But now let's talk about the environment you're going to be doing this in. And not just like dark environment, but like where you're going to be shooting. So one problem that I had when taking photos was that I had a lot of trees. And one of the things that I'll be showing is that the porch that I was taking this on had a little bit of an overhang. And I needed that, otherwise water would have, I would have had water get all over the camera, would probably ruin it, and of course I wouldn't be able to take photos with water covering the lens and all that. So I had to have a little bit of an overhang, which cut off a good portion of the photos I was trying to take. And of course with the trees and what have you, that ended up blocking a lot of the stuff as well. So when you are taking photos of lightning, first of all, find a good area that you can safely take photos in. Of course, you just don't want to be out in the open because you risk getting struck by lightning. And you also want to make sure that you are in a good dark environment where you can get some good photos with a good, like, I wouldn't say good, but like, a decent, decent long exposure kind of time sort of thing. A good 10 seconds should be more than enough, so long as there's a lot of frequent shots. So the equipment you're going to need is a camera that has a manual setting that allows you to change your shutter speed, and of course the ISO, and may not be able to control the f-stop. But a camera that allows you to change your shutter speed and go in the manual and all that will be fine. DSLR would be preferred because all of them have that setting. You don't have to do any research on which digital camera will allow you to change these things. All DSLRs, from what I know, allow you to do that. And then of course a tripod, which if you don't have a tripod, then frankly you shouldn't be taking these shots. But if you really don't have a tripod, then something that allows you to let's say, I'm supposed to take a left, the GPS didn't update me. But anything that allows you to keep your camera stable, anything you can prop your camera on would be good. So a tripod, again, would be preferred, but if you have like maybe a stack of books or whatever, then that works too. And then optionally, you can have a shutter release cable. And with that, the rest of it is just aiming your camera in an area where there's not a lot of blocking trees. Again, making sure it's pretty dark out. So really, you're only going to be doing this at night. And then after that, set your exposure to 10 seconds, take a shot, wait a little bit, do another shot, and then hopefully you will get yourself a good photo of lightning. Now I'm going to go and just give you a couple examples, and then after that we're going to move on to the vlog portion of this video, which is me just doing a little bit of DoorDash. So here are the photos that I got of lightning, and then at the very end of this video I will be presenting a couple of time lapses that I wanted to include in the last video, but I decided not to. So in this video I'll be including them, so there we go. So and now I've arrived where I need to be at, so at this point it is now a matter of just waiting till I get an order, and then once I get an order I will go ahead and get that going. So let's go in and just do some waiting. So right now the area is saying that it's very busy, and also I get an extra $2 per dash, so that's going to be very helpful. So I just want to point that out. So we haven't gotten it. Never mind. So we're going to go ahead and accept that and get going. So let me go and get directions going. The area that I'm going to is like right around, oh, it's literally on the other side of a mall over here. So let's get going then. That's nice, it's just right over here. As soon as I parked and hit dash now, started the video recording, and lo and behold, GPS, don't do this to me again. It's trying to fall over. Damn it. And I believe it wants me to go right after this. Thing, why is it falling over on me now? It hasn't done it before. Really? I don't know why it's just now deciding to fall over on me. That's not good. After that, I go through here, and then... oh yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. It's like just right behind me at this point. Why is the adhesive going out now? I don't understand. It was literally staying on perfectly fine. But this time, for whatever reason, it's not. So I'm trying to press on it. There's another order saying it wants me to go to Papa John's. Let me see about that. So I'm going to add this to the route as well. This is Burger King, so the order should not have to take too long.
Thank you for choosing Burger King. What can I get for you today?
Hey, DoorDash pickup for...
Okay, you can come around. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. So we're going to be picking up, and then after that, we will be picking up at Papa John's. Oh yeah. Anytime I get close to the phone, I'm just kind of looking at the order. Anyone who orders anything from Burger King, McDonald's, no judging. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one who's going up to the area, picking it up. A lot of people are embarrassed to admit that they go here. I'm doing this for you people. I'm doing this for you.
DoorDash, right?
Yes. Alright. Oop. Thank you.
Right back with the food, okay?
Alright, thank you. Alright, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good one.
You too. We have picked up, so now it's time to go to Papa John's. As I was saying, don't feel embarrassed to order anything from McDonald's or Burger King, because at the end of the day, I'm the one picking it up, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like going to McDonald's or whatever, like, I feel so ashamed, like, bro, I'm the one picking it up, alright? So the only one who's gonna know that it's getting anything from McDonald's or anything is just gonna be the employee making the food and then the driver picking it up. So, yeah. You have no reason to feel ashamed. If anyone, I'm going to be like the one who's going to be embarrassed because it's kind of dropping up on me again. I'm the only one, if anyone's going to feel embarrassed for going up and picking up McDonald's. It's whatever. Alright, U-turn. One of the things that GPS has a tendency to do is tell me that something is on one part of the road and it turns out it's on a completely different part. So I finally am here, but it told me to go, it told me that it was on one part of the road and it definitely was not. But either way, I'm here now and I don't know if I can go in to pick up. We deliver. Okay, so I believe I can go in. So I will be right back once I actually pick up the order. So give me a split second real quick. Alright, park and let's do this. Okay, so again, we kind of have to find an area to drive around in, so the door is blocked off, so
Hey, welcome to Papa John.
hi, DoorDash pickup for
So what?
DoorDash pickup for She can't hear me because she has headphones on, of course. So. Okay, thank you.
Anything else?
That's it, thank you.
No problem.
You too. So I'm just gonna make this very quick, a funny little story. So I'm back from door dashing. I was doing one dash, and the rest of the dashes you're not gonna be able to see because the mount that was supposed to be holding my phone is just not working. I don't know why. So I just kind of did the rest. But right now, what's in front of me is Chipotle. And this was supposed to be for someone else, but there was a little bit of an issue. Let me go and get into that. So I got an order from Chipotle, and it was supposed to be delivered to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Monroe, North Carolina. Okay? So I started looking for the area that I was supposed to deliver to. And it took me to this one place called Union Academy, which is a charter school. And I'm walking all around trying to figure out how do I get in. All the doors were locked. They said, I called him up. He said, yeah, I'm outside. If you go all the way around to the right end of the building, there's like an athletic area or whatever. So I'm all the way over there. But the thing was, I go all the way to the right of the building. There's no athletic area. There's like an open field and like a basketball court, but that's it. I'm like, maybe that's what he's talking about. So I go all the way around looking for room 108 is what it said. There's no room 108. There's like 230 something and 2 whatever. So I'm like, yeah, if you just drive all the way around, you'll find the athletic center. So I'm like, oh, so he probably said right, but like I probably have to go left or whatever. Like some weird, like he's facing some weird, I don't know. So I go all the way around to the left. He's like, yeah, if you drive all the way through, you should be able to get in. There's no way for me to get in because there's a whole bunch of gates and stuff. So then I call him up again. I say, hey, listen, I can't get in anywhere. All the doors are locked. There's gates up. I don't know where to go. So he says, well, I'm outside here at Motel 6. There should be like a clear opening. Oh, you're at Motel 6. Okay. For whatever reason, the GPS, like, I don't know why it took me all the way over here. He's like, yeah. Well, he said, yeah, no, I'm not at Union Academy. I'm like a mile away from Chipotle. Okay, let me put in the GPS then. So then, for whatever reason, then the GPS took me to a completely different location, except the other way from Chipotle. It took me to a neighborhood. Well, wait a second, there's no Hotel 6. I must have actually, the GPS probably took me to the wrong way again. So I go all the way back looking for a Motel 6 the other way. There's no Motel 6 still. I'm like, okay, let me call the dude up again. You said you were at Motel 6, right? I've looked everywhere. I've gone up and down this road for a while now. I don't see a Motel 6. A big blue Motel 6 is how you described it, right? He's like, yeah, I mean, here it says, the delivery place is supposed to be here at Martin Luther Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Monroe, Louisiana. Oh, sir, you are in Louisiana. I am in Monroe, North Carolina. What the? So apparently, this dude lives in another city on another street, except it's just in a different state, which I could understand why something like that would happen. Think about it. There's no such thing as just like Main Street, but it only exists in like this one part of a state in the United States, right? Like there's not just one Monroe as well, right? There's not just one Main Street. There's not just like one city name. Like you could have the same city name, and then of course you could also have the same street name. So I think that's what ended up happening, and this is why it caused all the confusion. But at the very end, we all started laughing, and then I contacted DoorDash and told them the whole situation. They were like, "Yeah, we'll give you this one for free. You'll get paid full," because of course there was a lot of confusion, and then you can also just take the meal home. I'm like, awesome. So I'm done door dashing for tonight after that, but I've never experienced anything like that before, as well as like for a GPS mess up, but it was just hilarious. But I get a free dinner, so, you know, it all works out. But anyways, that is the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy some time lapses while I enjoy dinner. See you later.